Hi. Okay, today we're going to keep going March Madness week 3. There's some hard stuff in this one, so this is definitely not a beginner workout. It's unavoidable. I made a commitment to this. If you do want a beginner workout, there's a playlist called Foundational Something Something. That's the workouts you want. But if you're here for this ride, let's start kneeling on your hands and your knees. Okay. Let's start out just getting a sense of our breath and this position. Shift your weight forward and backwards a little bit and be breathing. I don't care how, but shift your weight forward and back just in a little range and then gradually settle your weight to where you feel evenly spread between your arms and your legs. And then with all 4 limbs, give a little pressure away from the floor. So you'll feel that at your knees and your toes from your legs. Try to push it through all your fingertips and the heels of your hands. And let's take a few focused breaths. When you inhale, take the breath in through your nose and try to create a 3-dimensional expansion from your rib cage. Then exhale through your mouth, blow the air at the floor, and feel your abdominal muscles gently compress from underneath you. As you inhale, feel the ribs expanding away from the spine. And then when you exhale, create a gentle lift of the pelvic floor that matches your abdominal contraction. As you inhale, visualize yourself getting longer, head reaching away from your tail. And then as you exhale, feel the gentle support of the abdominal muscles compressing. Now I'm going to start to move your shoulder blades. When you breathe in, I want you to pinch your shoulder blades together slightly. And when you exhale, you're going to spread them apart. As you breathe in, when the blades glide together, your chest drops a little. And then when you exhale and spread them apart, your ribs lift into the blades. 2 more times like that. Breathe in. And exhale apart. Inhale together. And exhale apart. Let's build that into a cat stretch. Take another breath in. When you exhale, start to tuck your tail under, round your spine, spread your blades apart, hang your head to look at your knees. Now hold your flexion, send your inhale into the back of the body. When you exhale, stick out your tailbone, lengthen your spine coming through neutral, then lift your chest and chin and we'll come into a slight extension. Now stay here, let the breath expand the front of your body. When you exhale, tuck your tail under, pull the abs up, spread the blades apart, drop your head to look at your thighs. Hold here, take a breath in. Exhale, stick out your tailbone, flatten your back, lift your chest, lift your chin. Inhale here. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round your spine. Hold for 1 more inhale, maintain that energy, and then roll it back out, tail to head, lifting your chest, lifting your chin. All right, let's do a simple balance exercise just to bring your brain into that part of exercise. And we'll just do swimming. So I'm going to have you exhale, reach one leg straight back and lift it to hip height as you take your opposite arm up to shoulder height. Inhale, lower down. I just made that sentence way harder than it had to be. Exhale, switch arm and leg, reaching them towards opposite sides of the room. Inhale, back down. As you reach out, try to stay squared off at your shoulders and your hips. Inhale to lower. Let the breath begin right before the movement so you have that security in the center of your body. Inhale to lower. 4 more times. Now feel the contrast, drawing in the abs while reaching out the limbs. Inhale to lower. Exhale away. And inhale down. 1 more on each side. Exhale to reach. Inhale to drop. And exhale out. Inhale back down. All right, let's come up into a tall kneeling position. Now we're going to go into the spine twist. Hips right over your knees, unless you're really tight here. And then it's okay to just sit back a touch to take the pressure out of your hip flexors. We're going to reach your arms out to the side. We're going to do stop sign hands so you get a little stretch through your forearms. I want you to take a nice big breath in, grow tall through your spine. Now twist to the right for 3 pulses, taking it deeper, taller, then deeper, taller, then deeper. Inhale back to the center. Other side, rotate for 3. Bring it up, 2, taller, and 1. Inhale to center. Rotate, sliding the shoulders down, but reaching out through the heels of the hands. 3. Back to the center, and exhale to rotate. Look over that back shoulder at that hand. Inhale to the center. Exhale to twist. Taller than 2. Taller than 3. Back to the center. Root down into those knees. Ring it out. 2. And further for 3. Let's do 1 more to each side. Arms nice and long. And 2. And 3, back to center, and twist it for 3, and 2, and 1. Back to the center. Release your arms back down. You're going to sit down on the mat in mermaid position. So one leg rotated in with your ankle back and one leg rotated out. If you're uncomfortable sitting like this, you can grab a cushion to lift up higher, or you could take one of your legs forward to get out of that pressure. All right, let's create a little side bend. You're going to breathe in, lift one arm. On your exhale, we're going to bend to the opposite side. Inhale to come back up and lower that arm. Then we'll just switch side to side. You're going to feel more restricted in this direction based on how the legs are. And then back up. Now when you go to the first side, even though this hip is off the mat, imagine you're pushing it down to the floor to resist the side bend. We'll still get that nice stretch through here. And then take it to the other side and over and lift. On the last one, I want you to add a twist after you side bend. You're going to take an inhale, turn towards the floor. Breathe into your back. Exhale, go back to your side. Rise up and lower. And just take one more, just the side stretch this way. And then back up. Let's swing your legs around to the other side. Adjust. And then we'll lift up the arm from the back leg side. Inhale as the arm lifts. And then exhale, side bend over. Inhale, back up. And then lower the arm. We'll take your other arm up and then stretch away. Inhale to lift and lower your arm. Use that inhale to rise taller through your spine and then pour yourself over. Now expand and lift with your breath. Exhale to lower. Other arm up. Side bend. Inhale to lift and lower your arm. Last one, we're just going to add that extra twist. So make your side bend on your exhale. Now as you inhale, rotate your upper body, look at the floor, breathe into your back. Exhale, turn back onto your side. Inhale, back up, and exhale, lower. Let's take that other arm up and side bend. Inhale, back up, and lower the arm. All right, we're going to stay seated. We're going to go to both knees bent with a little space between your legs, either a flat foot, or you can go toes up and just dig in your heels in. We're going to go into half roll back. I want you to reach your arms forward at chest height. You're going to curl your upper body over your legs. Take a breath in. When you exhale, start to roll your hips back, and you're going to round your lower spine down towards the mat. Then as you inhale, curl forward over your knees. Let's try that part 2 more times. Rock the hips back so the abs will be compressing, but we're really curling from the glutes rolling back, and dive forward. One more time. And the result of squeezing the glutes and tucking up the pubic bone is the hip flexors work as they get longer. And then dive forward. Now I'm going to add a circle with one arm. So as you start to roll back, swing your arm down like obliques roll back. We're going to lift that arm up and take it over to the front. Now other side, exhale, roll back, sweeping your arm down. Draw the top half of that circle with the arm as you dive forward. As you roll back, let your upper body turn so you're looking at the hand. Follow it up and over to the knees. Exhale, roll back. And inhale, dive forward. Let's do that 4 more times. Roll it down, opening the chest, up and over the knees. And again, roll back. Feel that expansion. Lift and curl. One more each side. Roll it down. Up and over the legs. Last time, roll back. And then up and over again. Okay, from here, we're going to go down onto your back. Settle into a neutral position with your pelvis. So you have just a little curve present under your low back. And then you're going to take your hands behind your head. We're going to take a set of 5 ab preps to prep us for the ab series. When you exhale, tip your chin down slightly and curl up your head and shoulders. As you inhale, come on back down. And again, exhale, flex forward, gazing towards your thighs. Inhale as you return. Feel how the exhale pulls the ribs toward your hips to help you flex. And as you breathe in, take that expansion with control to ease yourself down. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, lower. I can't remember if that's 4 or 5, so let's just do one more to make sure. And then lower back down. All right. Now bring your arms down by your sides. We're going to add the legs in the air to add a little more challenge for your abs. So I want you to now rock into an imprint. You're going to take a slight pelvic tilt, rocking your pubic bone up and letting your low back get a little flatter towards the mat. Now we're going to keep your obliques slightly shortened as we transition up to tabletop. So inhale, lift one leg, and then exhale, bring your second leg up into the air. All right, scissors will be the first exercise of the ab series today. Nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders, and then extend both of your legs up to the ceiling. Now in the scissor, we're going to pull one leg towards your head, one away, and we're going to do a pulse, pulse. Inhale as the legs pass each other, then pulse for 2. And let's just keep alternating like that. All right, so from the ab series today, we're going to do this exercise, and then we're going to do a set of the bicycle so you can learn the leg choreography for a harder version coming later. The bicycle we really treat as a modification, a single leg stretch, but we're still going to have this reciprocal action with the legs. One more on each side. And reach, reach. Let's take both legs up and bring them back to tabletop. I want you to bring your head down like a little reset for your neck. All right, so we'll start the second round, the bicycle, with your knees bent. Nod your chin, curl up your head and shoulders. And now I want to take you into the single leg stretch choreography first, just to get it moving. So we go one leg out, one leg in, and we're just alternating back and forth. Okay, so we saw this in one of the other weeks. Now, to modify this, I want you to extend the leg high and sweep it down. So one leg's going through that scissoring motion, and now you get the feeling of bicycle pedal. And reach. Let's do 6, 5. If you're not tired enough in your abs, don't worry. We're going to reverse this bicycle. All right, so now straight leg swoops up and reach and reach. And I like to pretend I'm picking up like a pail by the handle with my toes, making resistance as I reach to the ceiling. We've got 6. Keep curling up your upper body. 4, 3, and 2, and 1. All right, remember that. That's coming back later. Lower your head back down. Let's bring your feet back down to the mat. Next comes shoulder bridge. All right, baby version of this. We'll do a couple hip pulses just so you could feel where we're opening the front of your hip. Arms by your sides. Keep your feet close to you, like 6 to 8 inches away. When you exhale, lift your hips into a bridge. And we want to open the front of the hip joint so we get a little stretch in your quads and all your hip flexors there at the top. Now come on, back down. Let's do just that again. Exhale, press up to bridge. Inhale, back down. Now let's do it with some pulses. Exhale, push up to bridge. Now inhale, drop your hips most of the way down. Pulse up for 3 and 2 and 1. Just hang out at the top. Inhale, come most of the way down. And again, as you pulse up, dig down the big toes each time so you can feel a little stretch, active in the inner thighs. Lower back down, not a stretch at all. Exhale, press up 1, higher 2, higher 3. Hold there at the top, breathe in. Exhale, come all the way down. All right, so when we do the shoulder bridge, we have much more choreography, so follow my lead, but you're also going to be bearing the weight of this bridge on one leg. When you exhale, lift your hips up and make that full bridge. As you set it, pull your shoulders towards your knees, make sure that pubic bone's tipped up. Now, give a little pressure into the big toe and the heel on one foot. You're going to transition your other leg off the mat into tabletop and then extend it up to the ceiling. When you exhale, flex your foot and lower your leg down. Point your toes lifted up to the ceiling. And again, flex, drop your leg, point and lift up. One more time, flex and lower, point and lift your leg. Now bend your knee, roll your foot down, toe to heel. Lower your hips. All right, let's try that again on the other leg. Exhale, lift your hips up, make your bridge. Now as you inhale, glue down that one foot, roll your other leg off through tabletop, extend it to the ceiling. Now flex your foot, drag your leg down. Inhale, point and lift it up. Exhale, flex and lower, point and lift up. One more time, flex and drop, point and lift up. Now bend your knee, roll through your foot, drop your hips. And again, exhale, hips up to bridge. Inhale, roll your foot off the mat, glue it down, tabletop, extend. Push that hip away. Now flex and drag the leg down, point and lift it up. Reach out through your heel, make that leg longer. Point and lift. One more time, point and lift. Bend your knee, roll through your foot, drop your hips. On your exhale, hips up to bridge. Inhale, roll the foot off, visit your tabletop, extend up. So again, organize those hips, push it away. Now flex that foot, drag it down. Point your toes, draw a line straight up to the ceiling. Now try to erase that with your heel. Draw it again. One more time. Erase it. Draw it again. Bend your knee. Roll through your foot. Drop your hips. All right. Now, one more set. We're going to get through both legs without coming out of the bridge. I have to cough. Hold on. Okay, here we go. On your exhale, lift your hips to bridge. Breathe in, roll the foot off the mat, hit that tabletop, and extend it up. Now flex your foot, drag your leg down. Point your toes, reach up. Flex, keep that hip lifted. Point and reach up. One more time, flex and drop. Point and lift, bend your knee, roll your foot to the mat. Let's go to the other one. Inhale, curl the foot off, go to tabletop, extend the leg. Now flex that foot, drag your leg down. Point and lift it. Drag it for 2. Point and lift it. One more time. Point and lift it. Bend your knee, roll through your foot, pause. When you come down this time, do it as a hip roll and try to drop one vertebra at a time. Come back to neutral. All right, flip over into your stomach. We're going to do the breaststroke next. Okay. All right. Hey, so you're face down, legs are parallel. They could be together or slightly separated. I forgot the exercise I just said. All right, breaststroke. Start with your elbows bent in by your sides. We're going to begin in a slight hover, so you can give a little pressure into your forearms to get your upper body lifted. When you exhale, reach your arms overhead and go into that superhero flying pose. As you inhale, circle your arms to your hips and lift your head and chest. Now exhale, dive back down, reach your arms through to overhead, and inhale, circle, float back up. Exhale, dive down low, pulling the abs in to find hover. Breathe in and expand the chest as you lift. Exhale, draw those abs in, take it low to that line. Inhale, float back up. Give me 3 more. Exhale, dive it down. And inhale, up. And 2, get close to the floor. Now get out of that water, lift your chest. One more time, dive it down. And inhale, back up. And then come all the way back down. Sit back onto your heels into the shell stretch. In your shell, put your attention back into your breath. When you inhale, try to breathe into the back of the body and feel the ribs expanding away from the spine, especially in the mid-back. Hold here for an exhale. Pull your abs in just a little deeper as you maintain that flexion. Take one more breath in, and then exhale to roll back up. All right, next we're going to go into the neck pull. So we're going to go back down on your back, legs straight. Since we're upright to set this up, let's start from here. When you're coming down onto your back this first time, just leave your hands on your legs and just roll down a bone at a time. That gives you a little preview of the exercise. Okay. Now the neck pull, we're going to do a full sit-up. I want you to leave a tiny space in between your legs. And we're all going to start with our hands at our forehead today. Now the arms are part of the load you're lifting. It's not just the weight of your trunk now. So I'm going to have us all do a slightly easier version first so we can feel what happens in the movement, and then we'll increase the challenge. When you breathe in, curl your head and shoulders off the mat so you could see your feet. Now as you continue to roll forward, I want you to reach your arms forward towards your feet. And you're going to round over your legs. There, put your hands back at your forehead. All right, so just take a pause here for a second. Are you on your sit bones? If you cannot get to your sit bones because your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees just a little and rock forward. Really find where they are. Because your next step, we're going to stack to vertical. So you have to root down into those sit bones, almost like you'd root down into your feet. And then stack up a bone at a time, growing out of that nice strong base. And I come to vertical. Then when you exhale, you're going to roll back your hips. And just like on the way up, we reached the hands away. So this just gives us better leverage so we could take our time. And then when you get back to the bottom, hands are going to go to your head. So we're going to do that same move, just a little faster. Inhale, head and shoulders up. Now exhale, I'm going to reach to the feet as I curl forward. And then I'm going to get onto those sit bones, gaze down at the knees, hands back to the forehead. Inhale, stack, back up to vertical. Exhale, roll back down, reaching those arms away as you drop. Okay, so you're going to keep doing that if you can't do what's coming next, hands staying at your forehead. Inhale, head and shoulders curl up. Now exhale, increase your flexion and just keep getting rounder and rounder in that C shape as you come forward over your legs. Let's get to those sit bones. Inhale, stack up to vertical. Exhale, roll back down. All right, so this is the first way we make it more challenging, by keeping the load of the arms attached to the head basically the whole time. Inhale, head and shoulders curl up. Exhale, curl forward. Round over your legs. Inhale, roll back up. Exhale, down. All right, so then if that's hard enough, you're going to keep doing that. Otherwise, hands behind your head, gets a little heavier. Inhale, head and shoulders curl up. Exhale, increase your flexion. Keep looking down at your thighs, round up and over your legs. Inhale, roll up to vertical. Exhale, roll back down. One more time. Inhale, head and shoulders curl up. Exhale, round forward over your legs. Inhale, roll up to vertical. And exhale to roll back down. All right, from here, we're going into the jackknife. I'm just going to scoot down my mat a little bit. It does start on your back. All right, let's bend your knees. Let's go back to flat feet. All right, this exercise will be done in imprint. This is taking your rollover from last week to the next level, or I don't know, it was last week, 2 weeks ago actually. Rock into imprint. On your inhale, lift one leg to tabletop. When you exhale, take your second leg up to tabletop. And then we're going to take both of your legs and extend them out long on the diagonal. All right, as you breathe in, you're going to lift your legs up to the ceiling and roll yourself off, pushing down into your arms and reaching your legs overhead. Now, when you exhale, reach your legs up to the ceiling, extending your hip joint. And then you're going to start to roll down as you breathe in, trying to carefully place that breath in your back. Exhale, keep rolling down, keeping your hips open as much as you can, and then reach your legs away. Inhale, legs up to the ceiling, and roll off to your shoulder blades. Exhale, reach your legs up, squeeze those glutes, extend the hip joint. Inhale, start rolling down. Take your time. Exhale, continue lowering, receiving some of that load in your arms. Whew, and pushing those legs away. Inhale, legs up, curl off. And then exhale, press up to the shoulder blades. Inhale, breath, start rolling down. Exhale, finish unraveling. Reach your legs away. We're going to do that one more time because then we got more to add to it. Inhale, legs up, roll off. Exhale, reach up to the ceiling. Now start to roll down. Take your time. Challenge yourself. Exhale, keep rolling down and reach your legs away. Okay, just take knees into chest for a second. Now, I'm going out of order and stuff like that through all of these. The scissors and the bicycle we did before are actually, for this March Madness, meant to be advanced exercises that we do in a shoulder stand. So this is one you could totally skip, or you could give this a try with me just for a weird, different kind of challenge. All right, shoot those legs out again. We set it up just like we got into that jackknife. So legs up to the ceiling, roll yourself off. And then go ahead and press your legs up. Let's go into that higher inversion. Now, you're going to place your hands on your hips. And if you've done this before, you want to keep like a light touch so we're not like sagging into the hands. Now, the scissors, you're going to drop one leg, reach the other one away, and we're going to do that pulse, pulse. Inhale, they come together. Pulse, pulse. Now, in this variation, you're going to get much more range of motion from the leg that's dropping towards your head. But I want you on that leg to always try to push your sit bone up to the ceiling so that leg drops without the pelvis collapsing. And reach, reach. Let's do one more on each side. Oh no, my worst fears have come true. My shirt fell down. And reach, reach, and back up. Okay, bring your hands down. Start to roll down through your spine. I want to tell you an off-color story about bellies, but not in the middle of an advanced exercise. Okay, we're going up one more time and we're doing that bicycle. Let's hit it. Legs out straight. Inhale, hinge up, curl off to your rollover. Exhale, legs up. All right, you grab your shirt, you put your hands back there. Now, pose the scissor like before. Okay, so I'm going to bend the knee that's farther away. We're going to switch position of the legs. Use a lot of care here. Extend the legs. There's a big weight shift. So I've got to feel out how I'm going to support myself in this inversion as I transfer that weight. And we're just going to try it one more time on each leg because I still have to reverse it. So we're going to bend, switch. I kind of can't believe I'm doing this on a YouTube. This is so weird. Bend your knee from the lower leg. We're going to switch position. Now be careful. You've got to extend up to make that scissor. Bend your knee, switch the position, exhale, extend it. Are you still pushing up out of your hands? Bend your knee, switch, lift, last one, bend your knee, switch their position, lift up to that bicycle. Okay, take both legs up. If you're still hanging in here, way to rock it. I wish I had a gold star for you. Roll down, roll down, roll down, and reach your legs away. All right, let's give those knees a nice big squeeze into your chest. Let's do something a little more civilized. Onto your side. Side kick. All right. I'll get you going in this, and then I can tell you my belly story. It's not really much of a story, actually. Line up your body in relation to your mat. Like, try to find a straight spine, and you're going to rest your head on your bottom arm. Top hand goes on the floor in front of you. Both legs are going to be straight. You're going to kick them forward to the front edge of the mat. Lift your top leg up to hip height, and I want you to make this leg feel longer. You're going to push your hip away from your ribs, feeling that energy out through your heel. Okay, that's going to give you a small lift on the bottom side of your waist. There's some ab work there, so try to hold that up. As you inhale, kick your leg forward in 2 pulses with your foot flexed. Exhale, point your toes, do 1 long sweeping kick back. Inhale, reach forward for 2 pulses. Exhale, sweep back the leg again. Inhale, pushing out through the heel. Exhale, pull it back. And again, reach, reach, and sweep the leg. Push that crust of the hip away. Exhale. 3 more times. Press, press, and reach it back. Last 2. Keep sliding that top shoulder out of the ear. 1 more time. Reach, reach, and kick back. Let's flip you over to your other side. All right. Body lined up along the back edge of the mat. Kick those feet forward to the front. Anchor down that top arm. All right, top leg up to hip height. And again, push the hip away. Find that small lift. Let's kick. Inhale, 2 counts to the front. Exhale, point your toes, sweep back that leg. Inhale, reach, reach. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders stacked. Inhale, press, press, hamstring stretch. Exhale, hip flexor stretch. And reach further, further. Challenge yourself to keep that leg at the same height the whole time. 4 more to go. And reach away. Let the inhale fill the sides of the ribs. Exhale, pull those abs in. Last 2. Reach, reach. Exhale, pull it back. 1 more time. Press, press, and sweep back. All right, let's have a seat again. Okay, we're going to play around with a couple skills to get us ready for teaser. So the first skill I'd like to do, we'll just be playing around with a rocking back action like we did in a half roll back, but now we're going to do it with your legs in the air. So I want you to curl just off your sit bones to slightly flex your lower spine, and then lift one leg and then the other, like we do when we're about to do rolling like a ball. So at first, I do want you to play with this with your hands behind your thighs. Just rock back, increasing your flexion like you were going to begin rolling like a ball, and then lift your chest and chin and elongate that upper spine. Hopefully you remember this from last week. We did this in open leg rocker. And I referred to a teaser. So this is a fully flexed spine, and then our teaser shape is when the low back is flexed and the upper back is lengthened. Now, let go. Try it again. Increase the flexion. You can always grab those legs if you need. Now reach your arms forward and up a little higher than your knees as you elongate that upper back. Roll back. Okay, first thing I observe when I do this, wow, hip flexors. So a lot of work here. And the hip flexors have to work to get longer as you roll back. Then they shorten, and they're part of that lift up. 1 more time. Rock back and lift back up. All right, so that's one element we need to strengthen. Now, let's go back to legs down. And I want you to extend one leg out. My knees are squeezing together. And I'm going to reach both of the arms forward. Now, I want you to draw like a bow tie or an infinity sign with your arms. You're going to sweep your arms down to one side, rolling back slightly. Come up to go through the middle, then roll back to the other side. So I'm always going low as I twist, high back to the middle. And now can you imagine that bow tie right in front of my legs? And across. 1 more each way, rocking back and up, rocking back and up. Okay. It's a little more endurance in that hip flexor. Now you're getting used to holding that longer lever. All right, so same thing here. I'm going to start rolling back, go to the bent knee side first. Curl down, inhale high through the center. I increase that flexion, elongate and lift. Exhale back. Inhale, get high through the middle. Exhale, roll back. Lift, reach for your foot. 2 more sets. Inhale up, roll back, and lift. Last one. Roll down and up, roll back and up. All right, leg down. Hooey. Okay, full teaser. Let's go down onto your back. We need to be in imprint. 1 leg up at a time to tabletop. Now, take your arms up to the ceiling. You're going to reach your legs out straight on a high diagonal and your arms overhead. As you inhale, lift your arms over your chest. When you exhale, start to curl forward. And to get to that V shape, you're going to lift your chest and your chin, reach your arms up, take an inhale breath. When you exhale, start to roll back your hips, lowering your arms to help you counterbalance and reach your arms overhead. So we're going to keep it on 4 breaths. Inhale, arms up over your chest. When you exhale, curl forward, first looking at your knees. Right before you get to the sit bones, you have to shift your focus. Inhale, lift your chest and chin, see your toes. Exhale, roll back. And let your arms drop as you need to and reach overhead. Okay, so if we want to make that harder, we don't let the arms drop on the way down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, curl forward. Take your inhale breath, reach your arms up by your ears. Now start to roll back. Keep those arms back for more challenge if you'd like. And reach your arms overhead. We got 2 more, however you want to do it. Inhale, arms up over your chest. Exhale, drop your chin, curl forward. Now breathe into your chest to help you lift that heart. Exhale, roll back down and reach your arms overhead. You got 1 more. Inhale, arms up over your chest. Exhale, nod your chin, curl forward. Breathe in, reach out through those legs. Exhale, roll back down and reach your arms overhead. Okay, squeeze your knees into your chest. Good job with those. All right, we're going to come back into kneeling on your hands and knees. We're going to do a waving cat stretch. We're just going to cool you down real quick. Got to open up those hips again. All right, so you want to start out almost in a shell stretch. Sit back towards your heels, but with your hips pointing up to the ceiling, nice wide sit bones, and your chest dropping into that space. All right, we're going to do 3 of these. When you exhale, tuck your tail under. Start to round your spine, shifting forward through a full cat stretch. Now you're going to drop your hips, lift your chest and chin, and look up at the ceiling when you inhale. Exhale, drop your head, round your spine, and start to shift back. Then when you inhale, stick out your tailbone, drop your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round your spine, and shift forward. Take an inhale, push your hips down, lift your chest up, lift your chin. Exhale, drop your head, round your spine, shift your weight back. Inhale, stick out your tailbone, drop your chest, lift your head. Last one. Exhale, tuck your tail under, round your spine, shift forward. Push your hips down, lift your heart up, lift your head. Drop your head, round your spine, shift your body back, stick out your tailbone, open your chest, lift your chin. Okay, now we're going to shift into a full plank. So I want you to spread your hands apart, fingers apart. Rise up to a plank. If your hips are up a little, it's okay. We're going to shift your weight forward and back. And when you shift back, as you flex your feet, you'll get a calf stretch and then shift forward. Shift back to stretch and forward. You're going to do 2 more. Don't come out of the plank. Now, lift your hips up and shift back into a pike. And then drop your hips down. And again, pike up and drop your hips down. Pike up, pushing the weight towards your feet, and lower. 1 more time. Pike up and lower. Actually, 1.5 more times. I want you to go up and stay there. We're going to finish here. Walk the dog. Drop one heel and bend your other knee. And then you're just going to switch back and forth. Let's do 6. Keep pushing those sit bones up. Push that heel to the floor. Last 2. All right, now to get out of this, I want you to walk your hands in towards your body and bend your knees. Get your weight over your feet. Roll up. And as you go to turn the computer off, roll your shoulders. You're all done. All right, have a great day.